In a world where ordinary men can excel doing ordinary things, this man has single-handedly lowered the bar. From the scrambled mind that brought you Mad Madness and Beagle Rare comes this underwhelming Friday night special event. Matt Porter is the Blendigeddon 2 World Champion and the 2020 World's Top Whiskey Taster. Ladies and gentlemen, raise your glass and shake your ass for ADHD Whiskey Live.
Hello, is this thing on? Hello, my dears. Hello, it's Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello. What's happening? What's going on? It is not Friday. It is Saturday, and we are live. I have no idea what this looks like. Listen. Be crazy. Be crazy around these parts. But never crazy enough for, well, I guess that's not true entirely, but right now, not crazy enough for me to skip a live stream. I had to miss last Friday, and I wasn't going to miss 2 weeks in a row. Technically. So here we are. It's Saturday night. Hells yeah. Got all sorts of stuff going on here. I'm going to put this under there so my computer can breathe. Computer's got lungs, Got lungs. What's going on? What do we got in the chat? So, this is up. My mom is here. Oh, mom is here. Everyone tell my mom hello. Hello, mother. Thanks for being here. Please hit the thumbs up. She's just telling the truth. Hit the thumbs up. Hit it. And then forget it. And if you forget to hit it, then you'll never get to hit it ever again. 7 years bad luck. Jeff Kunkel's here. State of the Heart. Cheers. Also, one should be a real banger. It's going to be a nice little live stream. It's been a while since I had some new stuff to pour and taste, but it's not going to be the case tonight. Gaspa 911 is here. Kobe. Jason Kobe. Oh, I love you. I love Jason Kobe. It's almost Kobe season, almost Matt Madness season. When will Matt Madness start? Wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't Kobe like to know? Wouldn't Thrasher like to know? Wouldn't any of the contestants on Matt Madness or potential contestants like to know? Yeah, wouldn't I like to know? Sure would. But if I did things in the grand scheme of things, super planned out, things would be worse. That might not be true. Things could be way better. But also, I like a little spontaneity, which is an enormous word for me. Spontaneity. Say it again, just to pat myself on the back. Spontaneity. Matt Kappa's here. Sweet Cindy 5201 is in the house. Cheers right back at you. Free is here. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Yeah, everybody, positive energy. Got the whole world in our hands. We got the whole wide world in our hands. Got the whole world in our hands. Gonna be great. Eric B is here. Travis Robeson, the man, the myth, the brigand. Travis sample sender. Travis. I go to Missouri. Travis beats me there and then sends me back with a bunch of samples I probably will sit on for 3 years before I taste them. That's a joke. I'll get into them much faster this time. I haven't even looked what we got. Maybe we should look to see what we got in a little bit. Oh, you know what? I got another box I didn't even open yet. I might have to do a blind package unboxing tonight. We might not even get in. We might just go all night. We might go all night. a whole extra 24 hours and he's still late. I had to prepare some, what's it called? You guys know. It is, boy, come on. You know what it is. Something that you prepare. Pad Thai. I prepared Pad Thai for the fam. Was it homemade? Yeah. And sold by Costco. We got Costco King of Kentucky, and we got Costco Pad Thai. And I haven't tried the Pad Thai except for the sample that we ate at the Costco. And then real difficult instructions. It was like heat and then heat. You gotta soak the noodles and then heat the swaths and then mix them together and heat them together. So nailed it. Also, look at this. Oh man, it's just a glass. Not just a glass. Look closer. Look closer. What you see is a clear glass because after a few months of washing dishes by hand and refusing to let the landlord know that the dishwasher finally died, thinking he wouldn't replace it, he went out and replaced our dishwasher. And now I got glasses without the streaky asses. Super pumped to try them. Super pumped. Blind sample. Man, grabbed it out of the 1 ounce Wednesday box and put it in my pocket. What is it? No spoilers. I'm going to hand in focus. And there it is. No spoilers. None. Not a single one. Zero, zip, zilch, nada, nothing. If you spoil it, you boiled it. You break it, you bought it. I don't know what that means entirely, but okay. It's got one of those fun ones where you find it later. Oh, ow. Oh, yeah. Oh, America. It's good. Oh, crystal clear glassware. Love it. And where shall I put you? I'll put it behind the King of Kentucky. Out of sight, out of mind. That's where I put it. Roscoe P. Coltrane is here. Big Vic's backyard BS is up in the hizzy. Mad Campo. April Fool's shenanigans? No. Heck no. What do you mean? Color on this looks fairly nice. You know what? For just I just set up the camera. I just tripoded it because I brought it to Missouri with me. Just to see if, I guess apparently to see if I could get it there and back without breaking it because I didn't turn it on when I was there. But not bad frame job, Matt. Not a bad FJ for just throwing it up. That actually might be better than my previous frame job. I dig it. What's my name on there? I don't want my name. Oh, because of last time. Tonight we have a little bit of some new stuff to taste. I got some Samskis from Backbone Bourbon Company that I need to just pick one. Quit dilly-dallying and just pick one for Slippin' Jimmy 3. Boom, friggity boom. Got some Samskis from Jack Daniels, 10, 12, 14. Try those tonight. King of Kentucky, batch 1 of the batch 1. They were all out of the batch 2 at the Costco, and they had a one batch 1 left, and I'm not sure how many batch 3s, but I grabbed a batch 1. If I made a mistake, who knows? Did I try it yet? Once. Was I impressed? I don't really know. If I taste something in my living room, totally different than tasting it in the garage. That's just the way it works. So we got that. We got all sorts of stuff. By the way, I did not see the sample bottle that was back there. I actually saw it out of the corner of my eye and was like, oh, I hit it. But I didn't see what it was. Pinky promise. Pinky promise. Where did the comment? Oh, yeah, I was going to turn off my name if I could figure it out. I got so sidetracked so quick. There we go. That's good. Easter eggs. Tomorrow's Easter. It's Easter Saturday. Excited to go to Barrel King in July? Heck yeah. You're going to love it. You're going to love Barrel King. I just got back from there and I miss it already. Eric B, we'll see if I like it or not. We'll see if I like it. Make sure to keep those samples upright. We don't need those tainted as well. Yeah, you're right. They are. I wiggled them all upright, and then they're on the floor upright. I'll go through them in a bit. They still do make Cadbury eggs, and they are amazing. We were watching you at 6 p.m. here in Phoenix. Sun's still out, says Kobe. Heck yeah. Weird. It is, you know what? Eastern time and Western time, I call it. So different. On the nose of this first glass, I am immediately impressed. But then immediately questioning my judgment on first impressions because she's smelling a bit lacquery, a bit like some lacquer. Some wood stain. This is another, what in the world's happening? I feel like I'm getting a lot of these out of this box lately. A lot of like double oaked buggers. Yeah, this is ooh. Wow, yeah. It is thick finished in some sort of secondary barrel. That's all you can smell. It's like you varnished an entire inside of a barrel with bourbon scented varnish. Yeah. What's the difference between varnish and stain? That's a great question. Let me look it up. Let me Google that for you. For me. Difference, spelled wrong, between stain and varnish. Using my trusty, not appreciated Google search engine because, no, it's the Yahoo search engine. That's my bad. I want it to be Google. Varnish versus stain. What's the difference? Both stain and varnish are effective at improving the water, heat, and UV resistance of the wood, but varnish has a higher level of durability. Okay. Well, then that will be my new tasting note. If it smells durable, it's varnish. If it smells like it were a little bit of a wimpy finish, then it will be a stain. Matt Madness better have a full ECBP round. Maybe. Kevin O'Malley pulled a 248 yesterday. Boom. Friggity bang. That's awesome. Challenge you to a game. We got to do it. We got to have an official ADHD whiskey, bourbon and bowling like event. Not sure where, but an official one, like maybe a tournament or some style. We did one, Barrel King one in Sullivan, Missouri. That bowling alley is closed forever now, but we need to do another one where we can gather people from around the country and bowl. 248 game. That's really good. My game has improved towards the end of the league season, and yeah, a 600 series used to be few and far between. Now they're starting to come more often. Big games are becoming bigger and more frequent, and really big games are becoming a possibilities, except for a few pesky frames here and there. Bespoken NC, holla here, is in the house. Janie Kresva's here, C919 rocking and rolling. I've been looking for this B525 y'all talking about, the ECBP B525, and I'm looking around here in Colorado. It's got to be around here. I saw an A125 yesterday. Not what I wanted. Also saw a Michter's 10 for $250 plus tax. And I just bought this King of Kentucky itty bitty batch, small batch. So I can't be spending $250 on a bottle twice in 1 week. Can't do it. Not with this current level of Matt. So I just let it sit there. And I pouted about it a little bit. What do you have up your sleeve tonight? A little bit of this and a little bit of that, Jim. A little bit. Oh, I'm 10 minutes late. Oh my gosh. I'm 10 minutes behind. UConn money is some bourbon buying money. Nice. Did Deontay Wilder win today, or did he lose again? I know that's just what that has nothing to do with UConn, but just wondering. Oh, wait. Wow. Now going back to it, there is a little bit of sweet oak on there, which is very confusing. Huh. Yeah, man. Now I feel we're back to the old wood varnish. All right, down the hatch with this mystery pour. Don't forget to turn off the sprinklers. The bunny's hiding eggs, and tomorrow's your watering day. We're not watering yet here in Colorado. Not yet. Any new? I wish. I'm going to find some ECBPs that I don't own yet. I'm going to purchase them. Sweet Cindy, I forgot. What's your name again? Hi. My name is Matt. SJ2 left? Some dude? Yeah. I right before I left from Missouri, I got some samples in the mailbox from Nolan at Backbone, and I brought them with me. Tried them before I left, and then brought them with me. And I did sample them one day when I was in Bourbon in Missouri, but I had been sampling and blending for the majority of the day, and I was like, this doesn't even work at this point. So I brought them back. Gonna have to make a decision soon. KC Blenders Edition. I haven't had that yet. From the little I've seen about people talking about it, they said it's good. What's the average? My current average is 176, but that's starting off the season bowling really poorly for about half of it, and then yeah, I'd say my realistic average currently at this point is probably hovering right around 190 in the last 190 in the last 12 weeks or so. Warming up with some ASW Weeded and 10, Eagle Rare 10. I'm still looking for an Eagle Rare 12 too. Are those real? I think that those are fake. Way lower proof than I expected. Way lower proof. Maybe a little less. No, it's pretty funky. It's pretty funky and junky. Not junky like bad, but still not great. It's like since I got that electrical tape note on one of those Travis Robeson samples, I don't think this is a tainted sample, but it kind of does taste rubbery. Rubbery like sneakers and like hot sneakers. Like you just played a game of pickup basketball in your 40s and you are 100 pounds overweight and your sneakers are a half size too big and you wiggled around in them the entire time, creating a lot of friction and making the sole of your sneaker smell so hot. And not like, Matt Porter hot, but like hot to the touch. Some people will love that. It is sticky and like concentrated. It's not my jam. It's just not. And I could give it it's not my jam score, but I think it's a fine whiskey. It's a 7.2. It's good. It's good, but it's not like anything I'd reach for. I don't know. Preservation pot still. 114.2 proof, 6 to 7 years old, from Bill Franken Kavanaugh. Preservation pot still. It's a single barrel from Binny's. Preservation pot still. Preservation Distillery. Is that like a song of the South? A jar of bourbon and friggin' wood our mouth, because it tastes. If it's not a secondary barrel finished bugger, then it is a hot barrel bugger. Smokey is a pacifist. You don't think Eagle Rare 12 exists just like North Dakota? Or, like, North Dakota doesn't exist. But I also think that Nebraska is a state that nobody lives in. It's just a part of the simulation. You had a couple ER12 that are real. Huh. Well, I don't believe I've never seen a bottle. Never have I ever seen a bottle. The 12s only went to 7 states at this point? Oh, okay. Well, I haven't been to any of them. Shomer fucking Shabbos. Pardon my language. It's a ringer, dude. The whites. The ringer can't look empty. Thrasher, wait a minute. Did I miss my Friday night supper club today? You didn't. You went there yesterday. I'm sure, Thrasher, you went there yesterday. You must have, right? You must have been there yesterday. Which reminds me.
It's Thrasher! Don't touch your penis.
Yes, he's here. What else do we got? What else do we got? Is that all I got for tonight? Is that all I got? No, I got way more. Yeah. Let's Your plan is the real Swiss watch? Yeah, it's the something WAD. Gosh, I can hear it in my head. I can't. It's the. You know what? I don't ever think that I knew that he said your plan is a real Swiss watch. It's like song lyrics. Sometimes you don't know exactly what they're saying until you read them and you're like, wow, I was playing this for my children. Greatest movie of all time. I have Walter hanging in my car with me always. You didn't think I was going to drop the naked. Drop the naked. I'm finishing my coffee. Where's Travis Robeson going? Chris, sorry. Oh, you're driving. Okay. Yeah, just be careful. Drive careful. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? I want to try. I've got these 2 backbone samples. One of them is they don't have there's barrel numbers. One is S1084. You know what? Let me see if my other ones have barrel numbers. On them. This is Dude. It's Dude. Focus. Oh, focus. Focus. It's Dude. Barrel number isn't on here. S663 is Dude. And this is Slippin' Jimmy 2. S665? Really? Oh yeah, I picked those together. Duh. Idiot. That makes sense. So I have S849 and S1084. They're both 21% rye MGPs. Then it has another number. Actually, this one has 2 numbers on it. D8I1A, D8F1B. Shit, I don't know. But there's 2 straight bourbons in this bunch, and then there's one that says Fusion on it, and then a toasted barrel one, which, oh thank God. But this thing called Fusion, it has branched chain amino acids in it, apparently. Oh wait, 270 liter? How many How many gallons is in a 53 gallons? How many liters is that? 10, 9, 18. Boo 21. E8C1. Yeah, I wish I knew their system, but I don't. Okay, this one is 122.3 proof. I gotta make a decision here. Because one of these is gonna be Slippin' Jimmy 3. Then the other one's 129.6 proof. Trip to Missouri, if you were wondering, went really well. Always get a little overwhelmed when I get there just because the one on my right is the 129.6. One on my left is a little overproof. I start blending there and I don't know where to start because I don't have a plan going in because I don't know what barrels we have. And I get there and then I gotta start to build a plan. And then trying not to use barrels that other people want to use and thinking, what is that noise? And is that the biggest mouse? I'm gonna listen for you. If I hear you again, I'm gonna get you a trap to sleep in. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I don't want to use barrels that everyone else wants to use, so I go in there trying to make everyone happy, to blend the best I can with stuff that no one has spoken, stuff that no one has, feel like I did a pretty good job. Blended a straight bourbon, which I think is going to, I should have brought home a sample with me, but I didn't. But I think it's going to be like a 12 Summers. I want to taste them next to each other. It varies. It has a different age statement, but it's a blend, 2 different distillates, straight bourbon, like 118-ish proof, and then I blended a really fun fantasy collection that is going to be interesting. My first actual, the Voltron was fantasy as well, but this one's more in the fantasy lineup, like more fun. I did that over the course of, we did it for 4 days I was there. But then Monday morning, left Thursday. Yeah, 4 days. 4 days of just wall-to-wall blending, like Chris Town. Except for without the bad stuff that he's done. Thrasher sent me a text in response. The music's really loud. Oh, I'm sorry. The worst. I turned it down. No, I have my phone on silent. Mom and Dad called. Thrasher called. That's my bad. Damn it. I don't have my speakers on. So I forgot to turn it down. Forgive me? Please? Please? What's the last thing you heard me say? What's the last thing you heard me talk about? Did you find the barrel that I left leaking for you and only you? I found a couple leaking barrels. I'm sorry about the music. Get over. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going back in time. That's why. Phone's ringing, dude. Thank you, Donnie. It was like 10 minutes ago, bro. Well, I'm new to this streaming thing. I'm new to the streaming thing. Color on that. That's one of they're beautiful. I think that might be Slippin' Jimmy 3. It's hard because they're both good, but they're both a little different. There's a little, this one is a little more like red fruit, but kind of like a tart red fruit. But this one is a little bit more woody, and I like woody. Yeah. A big. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's got to be it. That is good. It's weird. The Backbone MGP in their brick house there, when it just sits there for a while, it gets so much more like wood. It gets so much more, I wouldn't say like old oak, but it does develop more oak. And I would be a bit skeptical if it tasted a little bit different. But it tastes in line with it just gaining more oak popularity. It doesn't taste like some things that you are imagining are rebarreled or staved or spiraled. It just tastes, their MGP bourbon just tastes oakier and like woodier. That's good too, though. Man. You know what? Maybe we'll drop 2 barrels. We could do Slippin' Jimmy 3, and then a sequel to The Dude could be The Dude Abides. It could be, yeah, it could be anything. But yeah, these are both really, really good, and barrel picks I'd be proud of. So I'm going to set these aside. Back to this one more time. The higher proof one is like this woody extract, and then barrel char, and like really like burnt sugars. It doesn't have a ton of fruitiness to it. It doesn't have a ton of like sweetness to it. It just is kind of awesome. The other one, though, this 123 proof bugger does have some more red fruit on it. And that's a good thing to have 2 barrels that you're really happy with, and you kind of have to hem and haw. I think that the Backbone bourbon pricing is still really good for their barrels, for like their single barrels. If that's the case, maybe I'll do them both. I'll get a yield on them, find out how much is in them, and then we could do 2 sequels, a 3-quel and a sequel. Damn, I like that one more. That one's more, honestly, more like Buffalo Tracy. Yeah. Yeah. I think I like that one more. This is a difficult game I play. Difficult job. It is a difficult job. If I had to sit here and drink one of them for the rest of the night, and I had an unlimited supply, I would drink the slightly lower proof one. It is fruitier, it's sweeter, it is more pleasing from the front of the palate to the back. The finish is nice and lingering. The higher proof one is just more woody and kind of mysterious and darker, and just, you know, it's just all business, no fun. And I don't know if I'm in the mood for that right now. I'm in the mood for some fun. You can tell by my choice in music volume. I'm here to party. I'm here to party. I don't care who knows it. So I think I made up my mind. Unless, of course, the single barrel bourbons are reasonably priced still, and there's enough demand to get both barrels. Some what we like to call particulates in there. Particulating. That. There's some floaters. Yeah. That's like what my 9-year-old's, almost 9, 8-year-old's water bottle looks like after one drink. Like, kid, how did you backwash that much? And why did you drink it out of my water bottle? It doesn't look black like char, though. Interesting. Interesting. I do have 2 videos already in the works for this week. I'm really sorry about last week and the lack of content. Spent all week in Missouri. I should have stuff shot beforehand and ready to edit, but I did not. I did shoot some stuff for the Bourbon Junkies channel, which aired on the 1st on their channel. It was a Poor Guesses episode. It was awesome. It was classic. It was great. I couldn't have been happier with the way everything went, except for the fact that you could only hear about a third of it because my microphone died. I'm having this issue with the old transmitter thing for the DJI Mini. And the issue is I'm giving it way too much credit for its battery life. I need to not do that. Or I need to continue to check my mic levels because they're right in front of me. And if I look at them like this, when I'm talking, I can just make sure that it's still working. But when I get on a roll like I did in that video, I was on a roll. Classic ADHD whiskey for a long time after the mic died. But you'll never hear it. Buffalo Tracy was my stripper name back in the... That's not true, sweet Cindy. You've had other ones, unless you've had several. Oh, we could do... That could be a great, like a John Turturro barrel. Like, there's the dude, there could be the Jesus. There could be. That could be the sequel to the dude. Your name was submitted by me to him. Let's see if he even paid attention. I will go back. Dios míos, man. Oh, boom. Big Vic. So is this where your super chat to get Matt Madness? Cheers, y'all. It is Big Vic. It is. And I would love for you to join us in Matt Madness again this year, Mr. Vic. Mickey Finn's Double O Try. Jefferson's Cask Strength. Yeah, Jefferson's Cask Strength. Do it. Guardian Cola, do it. The phone he picked up was me trying to get him to turn the music down. I'm sorry. It was bad. No disrespect, but your looks like it's growing out my beard. I got the neck beard happening again. The neck beard's back. What the heck did Travis say? Your name was submitted by me to him. What the hell are you talking about, Travis? Are you talking about the box that I need to open? The blind box I need to open? Let's do that. I've got a box that ketchup, mustard, or relish. Oh, ketchup all day. All day. Unless we're just eating hot dogs. Which is funny because your name's Couple of Dogs. But I didn't even see that before I answered the second part where it was like, oh, if it's hot dogs. If you can only put one on a hot dog, then the obvious answer is mustard. Unless you want to get punched in the face by anybody who loves hot dogs. Swagstar, damn, Mint Whistle Saturday, cheers. Yeah, Mint Whistle. You know what? Maybe Mint Whistle should be the name of my next rye pick. When I do a rye pick, Mint Whistle would be a good name. Blow my whistle, baby, let me know. It's just a good song. It's Flow Rida. Taint Floaters would be a good name for a Vamp Thrasher, you're right. Big Vic needs to be a Mad Madness. He's already in. He's already friggin' in. And that's what I was going to say. Big Vic can be in, but only if the air conditioner unit is still on the table in the background. And it hasn't been shut off since last summer. Vic was one of the names I submitted in the Patreon question about the other channels, brother. Oh, yes, of course. I know what you're saying. Matt, you live in Chicago. You know no ketchup on hot dogs. Proud of you. Yeah. I've been to Hot Doug's a couple of times before he closed. I would like to say that that's probably one of my most epic dates I ever brought my wife on. After we were married, we made it to Hot Doug's shit, I don't even know how close it was to his closing, before his last day, but it was, I want to say a couple weeks or a week, or when we went there and stood in line, he was getting ready to be done. And that was a real fun date. Also brought my brother there and my sister-in-law there when, before whatever. It was good times, Hot Dogs. Can I for you drink so should we do Wise One Whiskey? Can't wait for you to drink JD 14 Batch 2 and love it so I can confirm JD sent us a bad sample and people can get off my back for hating it. Brandon, is that you? Yeah, should I do them blind? So I have not paid attention to any of the Jack Daniel's stuff. The only thing I've paid attention to is, and this I think, and I'm hoping, Brown-Forman's in a weird spot, right? You know what? I'm going to keep talking while I grab this box I need to open. But, oh my gosh, I'm sitting on my leg weird, and that might not allow me to stand up. It's like a good toilet session. Am I going to be able to stand on this leg? What I noticed was, Matt, start over. Brown-Forman in a weird spot, okay? And seemingly they're talking about selling to this or that, and whatever. I don't know. People sell all the time. But, it's a heavy biatch. But anyway, I was thinking that normally, she's large. Normally, when, what was I saying? Oh, when we get these media samples from Jack Daniel's, they normally send a big bottle of something, and they didn't this time, which I'm not complaining about. I love it when they send a big bottle of something. That's pretty freaking cool. But this time they just sent the 200 mils of the 10, 12, and 14, which is amazing. I'm so happy that they did that. However, I got to thinking, dude, and why would she owes money all over town, and she kidnapped herself. No, I was thinking, what if weren't they supposed to release something older than 14 this year? What if what if that's the big bottle they sent this year to me? I know it's not for you guys, but it should be. They should send it to everyone. But what if they didn't send a full-size bottle this year? Not because Brown-Forman's in some sort of weird situation, but instead because there's another age-stated thing on the horizon that they're sending. That's what's in the back of my mind. Hoping and wondering. I thought they were supposed to be what? 10, 12, 14, 18, and 21? Is that what they were supposed to do? Or they said they would do? I'm looking for a knife. any sort of instrument for cutting. Anything for a good cut. You know what? I have a knife in here. It's a Will Henderson knife. I can't find it. Oh, well, not necessarily a knife, but don't chop your leg off. This'll do. Let's go in from the back. Oh, there is no back. There's a top. That's not it. Come on. Oh, really? You should be way sharper than that. It's made for moitering. It's made for murdering. It's not made for boxes. It's made for, well, maybe not towards myself. Maybe away from myself, like I learned in the Scouts. Oh, yeah. Hey. Holy shit, son. What is this? Oh my words. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. What the hell? Get out of there. Oh, pleasures. King's Family Distillery single barrel bourbon whiskey aged 10 years. 129.2 proof. That's freaking sweet. But that's not all. There's 4 more bottles in here. What the hell? Oh, King's Family Distillery Bourbon Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 107 proof. Friggin' sweet. Kobe. King's Family Distillery Rye, 8-year. Oh, brother. That's why the box was so heavy. It's full of friggin'. Oh, America. That's a fun color. Oh, look at that. What does that say? Myron Mixon, Barbecue County, King's Family Distillery, American Blended Whiskey, 80 proof. Myron Mixon. Why does that name remind me of Jack Daniels? Myron Mixon. And one last one. Sheesh. Well, I'm gonna be a part of the King's family here in a second. That's badass. Thank you, King's Family Distillery. Tennessee Stranded. Nope, that's not how that word reads. Standard blended bourbon, 59%, 118 proof. Oh, awesome. Well, I was gonna get into the Jack Daniels next, but I want to do this real quick. The first one I pulled out was that 10-year single barrel bourbon 10-year, 129 proof. This is awesome. Get off of there. You got to find, it's like taking off a brazier. You got to find the hooks, but you got to do it left-handed with your eyes closed so they know you got the chops. You got that eye. Yes. On the floor. Then you go pick it up. I need a glass. Oh yeah, I'm ignoring chat like it's my taxes. What? Should I do the Jack Daniels blind? Or should I do them one by one? Should I taste them blind and say which one's my favorite to least favorite blind? Or should I taste them one by one? Oh. Kings County 10 year. Give it a little SJ, a little swirl jizzy. Woo, woo, woo. It's like the whistle tips, and the whistles go woo. Oh, I like the smell of that. So Jack 14-2 is in the mix tonight? It sure is. Yep, it definitely is. Brandon shit all over the JD14. Well, anyone else want the loud music back? I'm sorry, Eric. It was a big box. I think the 18-year will be next. This King's Family 10 is it has a bit of like a it's nice. It's a bit different. It's got like a spiced citrusy thing happening. Like not citrusy like Dickel gets, but almost like a friggin' like a whiskey and orange juice. Is that a drink? Would that be good? A whiskey and orange juice? What's in a lunchbox? Beer, orange juice, and amaretto. No whiskey. Yeah, it smells like a whiskey citrus. Oh, I like that. That's a Matt Madness bottle for sure. It's a Tennessee whiskey, right? Tennessee bourbon. Oh, that's got some spice and some life to it. Bottled by King's Family Distillery, distilled in India. Oh, it's MGP? It can't be. It does not taste MGP-like. Each day, our goal is to make sure everyone leaves happy and excited to share a bottle of our spirits at home with family and friends. Meticulously, which is a great word and also a big word for me to read, prepared for perfect flavor, our spirits start with carefully chosen ingredients from the best sources and are distilled and uncompromising standards. This label is probably put on something they distilled, but did you taste that special something? I did. That is the passion in our hearts from families that have been making spirits, if I could read, for generations, even when distilling was not exactly legal. Criminals. Smooth spirits come from the secret knowledge only found within our family history. Spirits distilled with high integrity and almost impossible standards can only come from a family-run shop. The Kings are always here for you and always have been. So, I believe that spiel is probably not entirely accurate when it comes to this, because this was distilled in Indiana. Batch 11 just because it's distilled in Indiana doesn't mean it's MGP. Although most of the stuff is. It doesn't really smell like MGP. I've been working with MGP. If this were MGP, this is more of a Backbone Bourbon Company MGP and less of like a Barrel King MGP. Like the barrels that we get at Barrel King are so juicy and like cherry and fruit punch and licorice. I bet there's a little of that. Is this MGP? It might be. It's really good. I do like. Well, you know what? That could be. It might be. It is. I don't know. That could be why it has this weird citrusy spice, though, even on the palate. It does kind of have like a blossoming fruit punchy thing. Woodiness, which reminds me of the backbone stuff. But there is like an orange, like a Sunny Delight. If Sunny Delight got mixed up in the wrong group of friends and they just, got Sunny Delight into drinking and then not into stinking because it smells good, tastes good, but interesting. I like that. Whether it's from MGP or not, that's really good. But I thought that's a great Matt Madness bottle because I thought that was going to be from Tennessee. I thought that was going to be a 10-year from Tennessee based off what, just glancing at the label. But no. We are at least 3 years away from the 18. That makes sense. As far as the Jack Daniels goes. I still haven't had a pour of the 10, 12, or 14 yet, so I guess I don't know what I'm missing, but I sure would like to know. We're about to find out. You can get me a toe with nail polish. I was in Tennessee last week and still no JD aged. One source said it was coming this week. It wasn't a late. That was when Bespoke Post sponsored one of my videos. That wasn't even a knife. This is a friggin'. This is not a knife. This is a fudge. It's a weapon. It does sound sharp. It's a mallet? No, mallets are dull. That's not a knife. This is a knife. Oh boy. Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind in chat. This is honestly ridiculous. Cleaver. That's what it is. Single barrel offerings that they have figured that you needed to taste. Oh, those are single barrel offerings. Travis. Do they offer those 10 years as single barrels? I need to do a little research to find out if those are single barrel offerings and like cost of those. That's awesome. My mixing is not one, but you really like the sample at 80 proof. We tried it over a month ago, so that's why they included for you, buddy. Oh, that's awesome. What did my mom say? I'll get caught up here in a second. Sometimes this mama gets really nervous when he has a knife in his hand. It wasn't a knife. No, it was a hammer. Doing blind. Not sure what the proof. Not sure what the use of blind is, since the proof will betray each one. I know that the 14. Okay, this is me being 100% honest. I know that the 14 year is way lower proof than it was. I think around 115ish. I think. I do not. Okay, and I'm trying not to actually put thought into this, because if I think hard enough, I might remember what the proof of the 12-year was last year. But I think the proof of the 10-year was like 107. I don't know what the proof of the 12 years, but if the proof of the 14-year is only 7 proof points off from the 10-year, and it's not even really necessarily, they could vary in proof even more. If I tasted them and guessed which ones were which, it's just a guess. Blind would mean that whatever one I say I like the most is actually the one I like the most. I don't care which one I like the most. So I don't care to try to figure out which proofs are which. I can blind pour them. I can try to not see the proof on the label. I can try that. Go Bling Dog. All right, couple of dogs. Is Couple of Dogs a channel? A YouTube channel? It has to be. YouTube.com. I'm gonna search it up. Couple out of my peripherals, I see PBA. Spoilers, don't want that. I want to watch it later. Couple of Dogs. Nope. Oh, yeah. So in the, I almost almost talked like Beavis for a second. I didn't. But yeah, in the Bourbon Junkies thing I did, I went on a whole rant about this being Dan and this being Sean. And I was like, the video's gonna kick ass. Yeah, like poor guesses. Like, they did a whole thing. And then microphone did not work. So, but that does kind of remind me of Dan and Sean a little bit. Dun, dun, dun. Don't know how I got on that. Just do the 14. We all know it's the best. Blind. Got any Kahlua? Making little a Caucasian. Funny story, helping an old timer in liquor store and asked what is his go-to. He said Travelers. Asked why, and he said I like the music of Chris, so I pointed out Dierks Bentley. He wrote, is Dierks Bentley has whiskey too? Wow. They should let me do country music. Just saying. Okay, I'm not. Okay, out of my peripherals. My peripherals. Oh, now that the proof things, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna read backwards. In case the proofs are that far off. What's this one say? Batch 2. 14 batch 2. That's what I've seen. I know it's lower proof than the rest, but I got a glass. It's empty. America. I kind of want to do them blind. I kind of want to see. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's done them blind yet. 14. Do I have a sticker? I do have a sticker. Thanks for asking. I'm sorry if I'm all over the place tonight. So I didn't live stream last night because we had company. When I left for Missouri that day, my sister-in-law and her hubby, friggin' Kenny. Shout out Kenny. I love Kenny. Kenny and his wife, Ken, I call them. They arrived here and visited my wife and kids the entire time I was in Missouri, but they stuck around for an extra day, and it could have been because the weather was poor where they were headed, or because they wanted to see me and spend time with me. But they brought their newborn, their daughter, and I haven't held a baby that little in so long. So I didn't live stream yesterday because I was holding a baby and just going like, who's got a widow's feet? Who's got a widow's feet? That's what I did. They left this morning, and now I got to do that to my wife. Who's got a widow's feet? It's 14. Next up is glass 2. Notice the beauty of my new dishwasher. Shout out landlord. Okay. Bringing it downtown in the city. This is Jack 12. So this is 12. I'm assuming maybe the 10-year was 107 proof. Or maybe the 12-year was 107 proof. I think one of them was. No spoilers. Don't tell me in chat. I don't want to know the proofs because I'm doing these blind. I know that the 14 is probably going to be the highest proof, but I'm not sure by how much. So 12. That means the last one is the 10. When I tasted these when I first got them, I thought that the 10 was really, really good. But sometimes I don't even trust myself. That's not even a glass that's going to work. It's a different shape entirely. There we go. Got to be careful when you buy whiskey tasting glasses because some of them are knockoffs and they're lighter and they don't look right. So this must be the 10. All right. We're into the fun stuff. The rest of it was fun too, honestly. But we're into the Jack and then a little ditty about Jack and Diane. Then we'll get into the King of Kentucky, and that's that. All right. This is a little mini. Oh, no. Oh. Somebody made me, and forgive me if you're watching this Julie like Wheel of Confusion barrel thing where you put Glenn's inside the barrel, have my logo on it. And they sent it to Barrel King, and then Jared had it in his Tesla, and I literally just remembered that it was there until like this very second when I started spinning this. I'm going to get it from Jared, and I will inspect it closely, and we'll do a blind out of it. It was super cool. It was like 3D printed or something, but I haven't used it yet, but it looks pretty friggin' sweet. Eyes shut, so you know that can't see what's happening, although I feel good about it. Should I go the other way? I don't really normally do this. It's a bit scarier. I don't like that. When you don't like it, stop. Safe words are there for a reason. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's find out which Jack I like the most. The 14 last year was obviously my favorite. I thought the 10 last year was really good. This is the 4th year of 10-year Jack Daniels, which seems like it's only been a year. Seems like just yesterday. Let me catch up to chat before I'm 30 minutes behind. And I'm 17. It's pretty close. A horse's neck? Whiskey No J is called a horse's neck? It is MGP? Check my phone. 14 minutes ago. By the way, my 10-year-old pitched in her first softball game tonight. And she didn't pitch at all last year because she didn't want to pitch. And then over, this past year, talking to her, I'm like, pitching's a lot of fun and I think you'll be pretty good at it. We started practicing a little bit together. Then she joined her softball team this year. Her first softball game tonight, coach is like, you're going to pitch the last inning. And she struck out 2 batters and she got the win. She was the winning pitcher her first game. And honestly, a lot of potential. Like, she's a bowler. And so she's used to friggin' just winging. Big, like underhand, big, heavy. So I'm like, I'm going to keep working with her, but she was really happy and proud of herself. And I'm pumped. Like, I love when she's happy. And it's just, I don't know. I was like, doesn't that feel good? Like striking somebody out and like making your team happy. She's like, oh yeah, that's just really, really cool. That single bear is actually 11 years old. Damn. Since you may read it on here. Okay. Oh, that 10-year is very reasonably priced for the King's Family Distillery single barrel. Hell yeah. That's awesome. King's Family, like, that's wild. I love it. If we can help out small and smaller distilleries, it's about the time to do it, you know? So I'm gonna do a King's Family King's Family pick, because that thing I tried is really good. I'm gonna try the rye, and I'm gonna dive into those buggers. Maybe not tonight, but maybe tomorrow morning. Maybe an Easter treat for me. I'll hide them all over my house, and then when I find one, I can taste it. And I'll hide them so out in the open. Oh yeah, I was catching up to chat. Okay, this first one. Licorice. Oh my. Oh, this is Jack Daniels. It immediately made me go wow, and then immediately I realized that it was the batch number on that bottle is just the number of single barrel for the label. Okay, Travis, I can see you there. Jeff, wow, and you and I still need to chat about Matt Madness or not. That's okay too. So we thank you for the super chat. You are correct. We still need to chat about Matt Madness, along with everybody who's in that madness. You are not the only one. I got to talk to everyone still. Cleavage. Cleavage. It is cleavage. Are we missing something here? The date on this says this was yesterday. The live stream? Is that what you're talking about? No. I made the I would schedule the live stream for today. I scheduled it yesterday. I don't know if that means anything. All right, couple of dogs. You can go to bed in a minute. All right, this first one is very big, like a very big nose, very beautiful, very like florally raspberry. It kind of smells like the inside of a greenhouse when you walk into a greenhouse, and everything is so fresh and just delightful, and you're like, this is a place where I'm going to spend a lot of money, and that money is going to die in a week. Yeah. And also, you're drunk and you smell your own breath. Raspberry, little like a toasted strawberry Pop-Tart. You can tell that it has age on it, but not because there's a ton of oak presence. Kind of like a Buffalo Trace, an older Buffalo Trace product, just smells more concentrated. This smells like a concentrated pour. The nose on the first glass smells really great. Let's try it. I like that a lot. It is sweet oak and vanilla and like a raspberry cream. And then it almost tastes kind of cakey, like a white cake. But then it hits the second gear, and the second gear is pure Jack Daniels flavor profile. The red wine finish, I call it. I don't know if it's the same thing as banana or not. You know what? Maybe there is a bit of banana. Now that I said banana out loud, there may be a little banana runt on here. I might pick that up on this. But it's Jack Daniels through and through. The first gear is this delicious like raspberry cream and white cake. Then the second gear is all Jack Daniels. You can tell that there's age on it. This isn't an explosive, over-the-top proof, but all in all, delightful. It's right in line, if not better than the 1924 from Old Forester. It's right in that realm, right in that lane. So I would imagine that that's either the 10 or the 12, based off of just first taste. Second glass. I'm sorry that I'm taking forever. I know. They edited it despite I told them not to edit it. And then they went and edited it. So that was BS. The junkies. That glass does look clean. Show the Kenny. Oh my gosh, am I that far back? This is embarrassing. Not that far. Thumbnail. Oh. That's, yes. I forgot that I put a date on I normally don't put dates on the thumbnail. And that's a great reason why not to do that. So you're right. That's a me mistake. You were all there just talking trash about Matt and drinking whiskey anyway. I believe it. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know what? Maybe I'll just keep the date off the thumbnail. It was an idiot thing. I edited those thumbnails on an airplane, just trying to make a new live stream thumbnail, and I used it without going back to see if I should have or not. Should have fixed it. Thrasher, you sending me text messages? Out. Thumbnails. Yeah. That's my bad. Second glass on the nose seems to be a bit there is something really, what is the word? Not chemically, but have you ever used like a natural multi-surface cleaner? Like they're like, this is all natural ingredients, but it'll clean the shit out of your shit. Just as good or better than the shit that you clean your shit with that is full of shit that will ruin your shit. Health-wise. It kind of has like this natural all-surface cleaner hint to it. Also smells a bit lighter on the nose, like a bit backed off. I have to smell them let me smell this one side by side, just to compare. This nose is bigger. First glass was a bigger nose. Second glass is more tamed and a bit more like, not hypoallergenic. All natural. It's like the deodorant without the aluminium. Yeah, this smells like a friggin' counter cleaner. Not a bad one. I'd use it. I would use it. I'd spray it in my microwave and all over my faucets and on my toilet seat and on the brim of the toilet. And it just smelled like a drunk house. But I don't know why it reminds me of it, but it does. Second glass, here we go. That is lighter on the palate, a little bit brighter, but oakier. It has like a more of a sweet oak from the front to back. And a more pronounced oak note. Not like a concentrated version of Jack Daniels, but more of a sweet oak. I love oak. Obviously, I love sweet oak. The first glass had 2 gears. The first gear being like a confectionery kind of deal, and then into a pure full blasted Jack Daniels back end. This one is like more of a one note wonder. This one actually might remind me more of the 1924 from Old Forester. This one might be 1924's stepbrother or something. And because it's sweet oak from front to back, there is this red wine undertone. They're yeasty, beasty, Jack Daniels fruity undertone, but it's not as big or as apparent as the first glass. That one's really good. They're very different as far as experiences go. I just gotta taste it again. That is love. That's lovely. That is lovely. As Britney Spears would say, I'm a slave for you. It's Fritzy's up in the house. Mr. Josh Fritz is here. I don't think this is going to happen tonight, guys. What's not going to happen? What are they hiding at Area 51? I don't know. Bunch of crap. You need to clean your microwave once in a while. Easiest way to clean a microwave is all you do is you put a coffee mug of water in the microwave, and you just put it in there for 3.5. You just boil it. You just get it hot, and then you leave it in there after it beeps. And then it's gonna continue to give you a beep every so often, depending on the manufacturer. And it's gonna drive you nuts. It's like beep beep, and you're like, I know it's done, but I'm not gonna open the door until it's done steaming. So you heat up a mug of water, and then you just let it sit there and steam, and then the steam just breaks everything down. If you're a pig like me and like my children, and then they cook raviolis in the microwave, and then they don't tell you that they blew the shit out of the raviolis, and it looked like a friggin' bunker buster hit the ravioli, mainland, and then just bunker busted all the raviolis all over everywhere. But the steam from that thing, you can do a little vinegar with it too if you need, but normally just the steam from the water just busts all that shit down, and you just wipe it out with the paper towel. And then you look around like you are a genius. And then you close the microwave and you see a reflection in that little panel of plastic or fake glass, and you just nod while you look at yourself in the eye and you go, that should have been way harder. But since you use the power of steam, you deserve it to be this clean. Then you slap yourself on the ass and move on to the stove. And the oven is a different biatch altogether. The oven is like the last person you box in Mike Tyson's Punch Out. The oven is the arch nemesis of the cleaner. The oven is the what would you call it? There's the hero and the anti-hero. The oven sucks to clean. Just buy a new one. Got to cover the beans and run them at 6. Right. I've just been doing that lately. Where I've been lowering the power on the microwave to like cook, maybe just like chill out a bit on the explosions. Yep. Check out Angry Mama Microwave. Is that another YouTube channel that I should look up that doesn't exist? A couple of dogs, Angry Mama Microwave. Haven't cleaned my microwave in months. All right, third one, glass 3. Bought a $50 handheld steam cleaner, and it makes cleaning everything so much easier. I can do the whole fridge in 10 minutes. Does a steam cleaner like throw away all the vegetables that you've bought several times but haven't eaten? That'd be nice. Okay, glass 3 is the probably biggest of the bunch and the funkiest of the bunch. It's the funky bunch of these whiskeys. Yeah. Cooked down fruits, like really, like you just cooked them down into their most basic of parts. And then they got sour, a little sour. Hiccup. It smells good. It smells bright though. It smells bright. It's big, but it's bright. It's shiny. It's tangy. That's a great word to describe this on the nose. A bit of a tangy nose. You know how you go into you go to a good barbecue restaurant. Shout out Matt Bunch. He made a 15-pound brisket when we went to Missouri the other day. So good. And his neighbors, Scott and Vanessa, they made some sides. Friggin' nailed them. They're so good. But this is like you go to a barbecue restaurant and they have the variety of barbecue sauces that they would recommend for you to put on the meat that should never, ever require any sauces. Ever. And then you smell them and you're like, oh, this one is super de-duper sweet. This one is super de-duper vinegar, like a bit of that. And then this one's like the sweet tangy one, the sweet tangy barbecue sauce. Yeah, with a little barrel char, sweet tangy barrel char barbecue sauce of a whiskey. Weird. It doesn't. If this, I don't know, it doesn't have, it's way brighter than I imagined any of these would be. I thought that these would be darker, a bit like thicker, more concentrated, dark thickness. This one is a bit shinier. Huh. Found that. Yeah, that's got to be the 14 year. The nose was not my favorite nose on any of like the special Jack Daniel's products. The palate is really good. You have to like the Jack Daniel's profile. If you are not a Jack Daniel's fan, then this is not going to be. The weird thing is, it just tastes more Jack Daniel's. It's so concentrated, fruity, like just it's like a Jack Daniel's concentrate. It reminds me of like the original Coy Hills when those came out and they blew your friggin' head apart. You're just like, how could this be so high proof and concentrated? It's like something that you add to something to put that flavor into it, which I think that's called a concentrate. I'm pretty sure. If there's another word for it, then use that one. But it's all I'm aware of to use. This one is a concentrated flavor, but it's not like a mega proof. It reminds me of those original Coy Hills minus the liftoff, minus the rocket boosters or the secondary rocket boosters. It's just like a test of the rocket boosters, possibly. Like they're just seeing if the technology worked before they went full scale. Awesome, but also not like as awesome as it's gonna be when it's full-blown rocket boosters. Second sip. Yeah, I like it a lot. On the back end of it, it gets a little weird. It gets a little bitter, It gets a little bitter on the back. Almost like a tape or a rubber. There is a little friggin' rubbery note on the back. And you can tell because of the way that it gets tangy and sticky and weird and like tickles you in places that when those places are tickled, you know why they're being tickled. And they're not for any reasons that you asked for. They're for reasons that you're wondering what you did to deserve that. There's a specific area of the tongue designed especially for that particular tickle. And it's tickling it tonight. Back, my left, your right. About 20% of the way from the back left, my left, your right side of the palate, all the way in the back. Like over the hump, not quite towards the dangler, not quite there, but back there. And it just sort of does this dance that is there, and it's not necessarily the best tickle that's ever touched that part of the tongue. Tapes, like a tape, plastic tape, rubber. I had to taste it one last time to see if that's still there. You know what? It's still there right now. It's literally still there. I got to give it a minute. Foster Farms. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm just rambling. I'm trying to describe it the best I can. And if it sounds like rambling to you, it might be. But hear me out. Also, sometimes you ramble in a video to make a video longer. So that the ad, so that you get more. So like I rambled on in the video for the Bourbon Junkies. They said make it 5 minutes. I made it 40. The mic cut out after like 18 of it or whatever. But I did 40. Told them not to edit it. It's just ad revenue for them. The longer it goes on, the more ad revenue for them. All the ads are turned off on these live streams. There's no ads. There's no monetary assistance unless there are super chats. So me rambling is not for ads. Me rambling is because I'm an idiot. A full-blown stupid idiot who doesn't know when to stop. I'm sorry that you had to sit through it for several years. It's my bad. I use oven liners when there is a spill. Just rinse off the sink, put it back in, the oven's ready to use again. That would mean you had to think ahead. Are you gonna live stream Carano Rousey fight in May? Yeah, obviously. You know what we should do? I should do that. I should do the watch party. Hells yeah, we're gonna do the watch party in May on the channel. Will Cameron join us? I don't know. I don't know if he will. He might be knee deep in baby by then with a new baby, or he might be knee deep in the secondary market buying all the new bottles. But I would love to do that. Scrape the worst stuff out, then sprinkle baking soda in the bottom of your oven and pour white vinegar over it. Let it sit for a while, then wipe it out. Mom, you're dealing with ovens that are normal. You're dealing with ovens that that's a normal oven. What we're dealing with, that's like you took the trash bag out of your garbage can and you are dealing with whatever has, built up between the layers over a course of time. It shouldn't be a lot. There's a garbage bag in there. And most of the time you make it in the garbage bag. So the garbage can itself shouldn't take much to clean. What we're talking about oven-wise is not that. We're talking about like you went to the landfill and you went to the part of the landfill that, any part of the landfill, really. Landfill's pretty nasty. And you go there and you're just like, I would like to clean this up enough to bring my family out to eat dinner off the ground. takes some more thought than a little baking soda and vinegar. You really need to either buy a new property and call it a landfill and eat on it before any landfill items get there, or friggin' dig and scrub. Dig and scrub, dig and scrub. My oven is a landfill would be a great name for a song. And I'll ask AI to write it. How good was that ultra aged cast strength dickle you tried last week? Dude, Travis, is there one of those in here? Is there one of those in the samples you sent? Because it was really good. It was really, really good. I microwave a batch of corn dogs for 2 minutes and pop in the air fryer for 5 minutes to crisp the outside. So you ruin the microwave. The microwave's gonna smell like popcorn. Oh, corn dogs. What? Poor decisions pairing. I am confused. Microwave batch. Never mind. We're moving on. I can't. They have video for 45 minutes. So I was thinking Matt Madness might not just be Fridays. Matt Madness might be Tuesdays and Fridays. We can get through it faster. It'll be 2 nights a week, kind of like a 2-night until the Bourbon Junkies decide that they might want to stream on a Tuesday night. If that ever comes to that, if they're ever like, you know what, back to our roots. I blame it all on my boots. We're going to live stream on a Tuesday. Then, you know what, maybe we won't do Matt Madness on a Tuesday, but until they decide that, you know, they want to do it, then maybe we'll just do Matt Madness Tuesdays and Fridays. Twice a week. It would be much faster. It would make it more streamlined. People could get into it more. A 2-night-a-week Matt Madness. We can call this Matt Madness 2026 refractory period. Super short. No, that's too long of a name. Especially if the refractory period is short. We could just call it double time. Or I don't know. I'll figure it out. Figure it out in the shower tomorrow. Okay. I want to see if that note's still on this last class. That must be the 14 year. It seems to be the highest proof. It is a 2-gear whiskey like the first class, but you know what? It's touching the same part of my palate on the finish, but it is literally like red. I swear to goodness that they aged Jack Daniels in wine barrels. And when I say I swear to goodness, what I mean is my brain thinks that when I taste it. It's literally not saying that they do, because that would probably be wrong, number one. And number two, if it were wrong, would be super like, shouldn't say it legally. But the way that my mind plays tricks on me feels like, especially at the very back of the finish of that third glass, is so wine forward. And if it turns out through the Freedom of Information Act that they're aging these sons of bitches in wine barrels, I need you to promote me to something super cool. Be like, Matt was right. With signs, stickers, the things on buses that have the faces on them when the buses drive by, like a moving billboard that just says Matt's so smart. If that never comes to fruition and nothing is ever proven, I would still like a park bench with my face on it. That just was like, sit on his face. Moving on. As long as it's not the first Tuesday of the month. Yeah, right. First Tuesday of every other month. 7 days a week, you just write songs from my cell in the basement. Kobe, you've had all year to write songs. What are you talking about? That's a joke. Don't make Kobe mad. All right, so I tasted the third one again. I got to taste the first one after that. That's really good. I think I know which way this is headed, and it might be in the way that is completely opposite of the way you would think this should go. These are all really good. At whatever the suggested retail price is, like if you find them in a store at SRP, buy all three of them. But if glass 2, after tasting glass 3 a few times and glass 1 again and again, if glass 2 still makes me giggle and smile, then we know that there's something rotten in the state of Denmark. And it's not rotten at all. That's Shakespeare, by the way. You never thought you would come to ADHD Whiskey on a Saturday night and hear a bit of Hamlet. Maybe a ham bone or a ham-shaped man, but not Shakespeare. Glass 2. Okay. I love if all three of these were in front of me in a store. I'm picturing this in my head. That's why I'm closing my eyes. Oh, bing, the door jingles when you walk in, and then a chime rings in the back room to let Cody know that someone has entered his store. Cody emerges, and he looks like an asshole like normal. Cody's all, hey, we don't want your kind here. And you're like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you've been talking shit on the internet. And you're like, Cody, shut up. Long story short, you argue for a bit, and then Cody's like, we got all three Jack Daniels products, 10, 12, 14, all at MSRP, and you have no problem affording any of them. Super cool. But you can only buy one. Which one do I buy? My favorite might be glass 2. However, I think I can get the flavor profile from glass 2 in other places, which was what makes this interesting. Glass 1, cake, shift to Jack Daniels profile. I think the most unique profile out of the three is glass 3. It's the highest powered. It is the biggest. It is a little funky and a little makes you think a little bit. It doesn't necessarily taste the oldest. It doesn't have the most oak on it. I think the most oak profile goes to glass 2, even though glass 2 I think is the lowest proof of the bunch. My favorite profile out of the three is glass 2. If I went into a store and could only purchase one, I would purchase glass 3 because I think glass 3 is the most unique of them. And I can get the profile of glass 2 other places, and glass number 1 is kind of like a bit of a dumbed down version of glass 3, but also unique in its own way. My favorite of the bunch is glass 2. If I had to buy one, it'd be glass 3. But that's only because glass 2 exists outside of the Jack Daniels world in places that I can find it. Does that mean that glass 1 and 3 aren't desirable? No, they're desirable. And I'd love to taste them from time to time. But glass 2, it just hits me in that sweet oak sweet spot that we all got, if you're like me. Glass 2, you know what? No, let's do glass 1 first. Glass 1, I'd say, is in third place, even though it's really good. It's got 2 gears. I freaking kind of dig it. I'm guessing this is the 12. My guess is the glass 1's 12. Focus. 12. All right. So I like it a lot. I would buy it in a heartbeat if I saw it. For its retail price, immediate buy. All of these are immediate buys at MSRP. Glass 3 has got to be the 14. Yep. And glass 2 is the 10. The 10 year has the most oak on it. Like the most honest, upfront, sweet oak. The youngest one has the most sweet oak. And I think that must be because, I don't know. It's weird because the 10 year must be distilled later. Maybe it's such a weird thing. Like the 12 is just fruitier and bigger, and the 14 is just fruitier and bigger than that. But the oak note doesn't carry through like the 10 year does. Maybe they're using different oak. I don't know. The 10 year is the most watered down. I know that. Obviously 49 FM. I don't know if it's the most watered down. What's the proof on it? On the 10? 107 for 107 for the 12, 97 for the 10, 117.6 for the 14. All right. It's weird because the 10 year doesn't have that Jack Daniels red wine thing as that yeasty note as a, like, it's not prominent. The sweet oak is prominent in the 10 year. But if you tasted Gentleman's Jack or like the Sinatra, like those ones are very red wine forward, even though they're watered down. So I don't think that just being watered down dilutes the yeasty fruit note and brings out the oak note. I don't know. The barrels, it must be something different. Prevalent? What did I say? I don't know. Good though, really good. You picked the 10 over 12 also? Yeah. What's Thrasher saying? I think we need the Colorado game board to look into that. What is it? The hidden, oh my gosh, the hidden Pappy? Oh no. Talked about that this week with people. Why do I even read comments? Just be nice. Everyone just be nice. 271's left in the air. We're gonna do stuff. Damn it. All right. I don't know what the hell messed up with the live tonight, but I'm pissed. I missed the whole stinking hour of this. State of the Heart. What? You've been here since the beginning. What are you talking about? I'm with you on the red wine, but it's the yeast. Yeah, I know it's the yeast. That's what Chris says anyway. We usually live stream on Tuesday, so for competing, it works for us. All right. Well, that works. Everything works. Everything's going to work. Josh Fritz is here. What's up, Josh? Wonder if Stuff and Whiskey Josh can do Bat Madness this year. I hope so. Friggin' hope so. Final pour of the night, America. This, I already have a video planned for it this week, and this was a video I planned on the airplane. And no matter what, it's going to happen. This is King of Kentucky. It is batch 1, small batch. It's not the King of Kentucky, even though it says it on the label. The King of Kentucky is a barrel strength, older whiskey that Brown-Forman puts out that's literally the king because it's the best. This is King of Kentucky, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, small batch, non-chill filtered, aged 12 years, batch 1. Oh my, it's a 700 milliliter bottle. I literally didn't even notice that. Literally. It's in an itty bitty little bottle. Mothers. Distilled and bottled by Brown-Forman Distilling Co., Louisville, Kentucky. $250 at the cost to go. This small batch of King of Kentucky is the first released in over 90 years. Continuing a tradition established in 1881, it's carefully crafted from barrels ranging in ages from 12 to 18 years. This one 12. Resulting in rich, robust, and flavorful. Yeah, okay. Didn't know it was a smaller bottle, but now that I know that, it feels kind of small in my hand. 105 proof. They must have made a buttload of these because they're in friggin' Costco's in Western Colorado's. Cookie Cats just, excuse me, hold on, I got a cough. I'm good. Just finished making a ricotta, cheesecake, and pizza Hannah for family dinner tomorrow. I'm destroying my diet. Oh well, don't worry about it. Your diet can wait a day. Your diet will absolutely dominate the day after you devour the ricotta, cheesecake, and pizza. China. How do you pronounce that? China. That's not it. Ricotta cheesecake? Isn't ricotta just a cheese? So it's like a traditional cheesecake made with ricotta? Interesting. Batch 3 last night. It's good, but it's not Kentucky. I mean, okay. Let's get into this. G12 has always been the sweet spot for my palate. We need Aaron, not Mr. Dickle 8 here. Aaron has never wanted to compete. I'm not saying she's never wanted to, but she's never agreed to compete. Wait, no, did she one year? Maybe she did the first year. I don't remember. It's been too long. The tape note you got on the end of 14 is exactly the mineral note I got on, and you are better than me at this. Before I taste the King of Kentucky, one last little boop, one last little toot of the 14. That wasn't much. It's enough though. Yeah, it's there. It's you say mineral. And I see that. I honestly can see where you taste that. It's more like a glue or an adhesive. That tastes like the Travis Robeson sample bottle I got of the Dickel 20 year that had the electrical tape on it. It literally tastes like electrical tape, adhesive, some sort of weird glue. But it hits this really, really specific spot on the palate that I'm curious to know if the actual bottle of the Jack Daniel's 14 has that or not. Or if it's just the same. Like, it's... I don't want to go into a tainted thing because these were sent. But honestly, well, no, those don't have it on there. What's on the bottom half of these caps? Paper. Oh, shit. It's the worst one. It's literally the worst cap. Not the polycone, but it's the it's like the paper insides, it's glued. It's like the glued in paper inserts on the cap. I honestly can't take points away from the whiskey until I taste the real thing. Like they literally, like, these things are glued in there. Then high proof whiskey hits it. It tastes like adhesive. It's bitter. It's like it tastes like if you licked an envelope with the back of your tongue. That's what that tastes like. You know how, like, I'm not sure if anyone licks envelopes anymore, but you always lick it from here, and it's like, ew. But if you like stretched it and pulled it and licked it back there, it's like the same feeling but back there. Who knows? Who knows? Honestly, I think that we have to be more honest about sample bottles that were being sent and fair, and not judge whiskeys. I mean, you can only do so much, but if somebody sends you something that tastes off or weird or gluey or rubbery or like adhesive-y or envelope-y, maybe don't judge that whiskey 100%. Maybe just kind of go, maybe that's an off thing. The higher the proof, obviously, the more it's going to eat away at anything that's in its way. So any adhesive or like it, once that leaches into the whiskey, it's going to taste like it. And there's been a lot of cases lately. For me, I know, Cameron, I think for sure too. Once you get sensitive to it as well, it's more apparent. I don't know if that note exists in a full bottle with a corked Jack Daniel's 14, but it 100% exists in the sample. And I don't want to get used to that note. I don't want to be like loving it. However, it's there. It is there. You said mineral. It is, I can see that. But it is very gluey. Also, Brandon, I love your shit. If you ever want to be treated like a Brandon should be treated, then probably stay where you're at, because I would probably do a worse job of treating you. I'd have better intentions, but I wouldn't follow through. Just to be honest. All right, here we go. Batch 1, King of Kentucky, small batch, 105 proof, 12-year-old, smells great. Smells coppery. It reminds me of the color copper. Smell reminds me of trying to pass a breathalyzer test when you're 20 years old and need to be 21 to drink, and you have a bunch of pennies under your tongue. I've never done it, but I know people that have, and this is what their breath smelled like. Like they drank a bunch of alcohol and tried to cover it up with pennies. Chocolate, Three Musketeers, sunscreen, a really good sunscreen. A sunscreen that you would rub on your wife and her most vulnerable of areas, like her breasts. And she'd be like, that smells great. And you'd be like, I paid a bunch for this, babe. It Smells like a very expensive SPF breast rub. Cream. Lotion. Copper tone. It smells old. It smells concentrated. It smells great. It smells really good. I feel like it's missing something, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe it's like the extra 6 years that King of Kentucky normally has. Who knows? Down the hatch. Batch 1. That is so good. That is so ridiculously good. I love that so much. It is like honestly awesome level Kentucky bourbon, beautifully aged, beautiful proof, delicious golden barrel charred oak, like breakfasty Western bourbon. Not a breakfast that anybody far west would eat, because maybe some people far west, but maybe just far enough west where they're like, we like our breakfast with a bit of a kick. And that's what that is so good. If it weren't King of Kentucky. The label on that whiskey's wrong. The label on that whiskey shouldn't be what it is. It's a phenomenal whiskey. It's not $250 whiskey by any means. I love it so much. I'm so happy I have a bottle of it. I can't wait to enjoy the rest of it. All 700 milliliters. However, it's not the video I'm doing this week is this versus friggin' hold on. I'm gonna pull my pants. I already have the thumbnail built. I need to know. Twice the price. Twice the price is this. Twice the price. And more than that, because 750 milliliters, 700 milliliters. This is probably better, but is it worth twice as much? It is so good. I love it a lot. It does not deserve the King of Kentucky label at all. I know that they did it to sell it. They had to do it like, hey, how can we make as much money as possible off of this 12-year bourbon we have? Let me think of it. And Cody was like, hey, my name's Cody. I'm brand new. I came from Heaven Hill. I also work at several liquor stores around the country. You might know me from some ADHD whiskey videos, but I've got a great idea. We'll take the label King of Kentucky and we'll literally maybe not change it. Except for maybe a few words like single barrel will change to small batch. 16 to 18 year will change to 12. It's a lower number, but it's still respectable. And we'll change the milliliters from 750 to 700. What's 50 milliliters amongst friends? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's a lot. Especially when it's $250 minimum plus tax. Cody really Cody'd us this time. It's so good. But it waters down the best label in bourbon. The experience you get from King of Kentucky small batch. It's not King of Kentucky. What would be a better name for it? If they wanted to keep the King of Kentucky, they could have called it King of Kentucky. Not as great. Or King of Kentucky's, no, like it's King of Kentucky is the king. It stops you in your tracks. You take a sip of King of Kentucky, the real deal, the best stuff, and you literally, like a cartoon character, hit your heels and squeak to a stop. And you go, what in the hell have I been doing with bourbon ever? This is the best. This is the best. It honestly takes over your life for a period of time, and you don't want to do anything else. And if you wanted to do anything else, you're shit out of luck, because King of Kentucky owns that time period, and it'll do what it wants. And if it wants you to, like, friggin' square dance on the dance floor with other weird dudes, he'll do it until it wears off. Then you'll drink it again, because Dance with Dudes was a great side effect of King of Kentucky, even though it was the worst. King of Kentucky's amazing. The best shit ever. King of Kentucky small batch is just like more like King of Kentucky weak sauce. King of Kentucky weak sauce will give you a glimpse into what King of Kentucky could be. If you sought it out on the secondary or whatever, I don't know. It's just not the same. It reminds me of a higher proof Michter's 10. On it, like, it's just, it doesn't deserve the name. It's pretty good though. It's pretty good though. It does some stuff. It plays around in there. But it touches you. It does some tricks. It jumps up and down. Jumping jacks. Push-ups. Some yoga. Some hot yoga. But at the end of the day, it's a trick. It's just not King Kentucky. It's not King Kentucky. Ricotta reminds me of smegma and is gag me with the spoon. Oh, Stella Pour, that's disgusting. Notes of blackberry, oak, and Robeson. Okay, how far? I'm 12 minutes behind. I'm sorry. I don't get that note on my bottle at all. I get a bitter coffee on the finish. A coffee? Unless you're drinking, like, friggin' Rubbermaid coffee. If others have the same lid, wouldn't they have the same note? Yeah, probably. Probably. To be honest, I mean, if they bottle them at the same time, yeah, it's hard to say. Like, you would think that, and like I said, that note could just live in that whiskey that I'm picking up on. It might not be a sample bottle issue at all. It might just be something that I pick up on the finish that I notice that doesn't do it for me. But I think it's still tremendous. Jack Daniel's 14 this year. I'm not, like, if I come across a bottle at a great price, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to love it. But if I'm being really like critical of it, which I should be, considering not their pricing, but the price that people ask for this shit. Like, if the secondary didn't exist, if markups did not exist, if this were like you going into Walmart and buying Oscar Mayer honey roasted turkey breast lunch meat, it's just that price. Just go buy it. But if there were like some limited edition shit where like the honey that they used to roast this turkey breast was like the honey that has never been honeyed before, and then everyone lined up for it outside of Walmart at whatever time, even though Walmart used to be 24 hours, but they're not anymore because of COVID. And then they stood in line and they waited, and it's like, then they bought it and they kept it refrigerated like they should, and then they resold it for several times its MSRP. And then I was a deli meat connoisseur, and then I tasted it and I was like, love it, but just know this. I do get this little note, and you might want to know that that's a possibility before you go to the secondary deli meat man and pay so many times more what the manufacturer thought it was supposed to retail for. I'm not saying that it's a bad... I literally, if I see one tomorrow, I will buy it and I will love it. I'll think a little bit about it when I taste it and be like, is that note still there? Even with that note still there, I love it. I'm not bashing it at all. The finish does have this weird thing. There's a little weird thing. It doesn't turn me off that much. Matter of fact, I might like it because it's weird. Ricotta cheesecake, blah, blah, blah. Montville, New Jersey. Enjoyed the part of the East Coast greatly. Old breast rub. Love it. 25 years is enough for Jersey to rub off on you, says Thrasher. Whatevs. I take Old Fortune 1924 over the batch that came from Kentucky. Well, that's the question. That's what I want to do this video of. I haven't tasted them side by side, and I will for this video coming up. I wouldn't know. I have to ask Dan Shook how it tasted. What are you talking about? Shit, I wish I knew. Thrasher, what are you talking about? Hit me again. I'm going to fast forward, scroll so fast. Just tell me again. California, Bourbon Dad, 1991. Northern California. What the hell's even up in Northern California? I don't even know a town up there. Ask Cam for a sample. He got the bottle. I saw that. I did see that. I don't know how Cam gets this stuff so fast. I am on 0 secondary sites. I should be on some because it's what I do for a living. I should be on secondary sites to see like what I can get stuff for, to see if I want to. Cam's apparently on the best ones, or like at least one. And he must know, because like before I do this with the samples that Jack Daniel sent me, and this is only a week delayed. A week. I got these a week ago, and now I'm doing this a week late. Cameron's already got the full-blown bottles sent to him from friggin' Travis Robeson's retired recreational volleyball coach. Don't know how he gets them, but he gets them. I don't want I don't want to spend the money at all. I can't. I literally don't have the money to spend. But I'd like to just see. That's no. 400 a bottle? That's so dumb. Listen, people will spend what they want to spend. Okay, let's say Buffalo Trace is in a bit of a jam. Can you imagine? So, Weller 12 is what, $50 MSRP? That might have gone up since the last time I checked. A 750 or 700, whatever they're doing right now, of Weller 12 is $50. Actually, you know what? That's a terrible thought. If they wanted to make more money on Van Winkle, they could just raise the MSRP, because their MSRPs are ridiculously low for what they have. But that would be like them making a Van Winkle small batch and them just making like an 8-year Weller Antique turn into a Van Winkle small batch and selling a whole shit ton of them for a bunch of money, even though that doesn't make sense because they're already kind of lower priced MSRP. Never mind, but you know what I mean. 400 on the secondary for that is 250 is way too much. Hold on. King of Kentucky small batch. Itty bitty sip. Love it. Hits all the right spots. Does great things. High five, slap on the ass, hug. We're friends. We'll talk again next week. Jack Daniel's 10-year. What does a Jack Daniel's 10-year go for? That's dumb. 8 proof point difference. 2-year age statement difference. The profile of the Jack doesn't go through as much. Like, this is going to be a fun video series because we can do the old. I'm going to make my 250 back. That's my goal. That's my goal of this King of Kentucky small batch. I'm going to make videos with it until I make my money back. King of Kentucky small batch versus Jack Daniel's 10 or 12. King of Kentucky small batch versus 1924. King of Kentucky small batch versus shit. Well, maybe that'll do it. Maybe I can make $80 a video and do that. Oh, King of Kentucky small batch versus King of Kentucky. That's a great video. King of Kentucky small batch versus... Oh, there's got to be other stuff. There's got to be other stuff. It is really good, though. I like it a lot. I do like it a lot. Thrasher, calm down, brother. Thrasher's talking about big old KOKs. You seen him on the secondary? Uh-oh. No, whoa. That's... How do people have this much to spend? Okay, I don't know. Whatever they're doing is great. Hey, I'm not saying that Cam's got money. I'm saying Cam's got a credit card at least. JD14 from last year for $700. Dude. State minimum in Michigan for is $400. What's the state minimum for regular King of Kentucky? King of Kentucky single barrel. What's the state minimum in Michigan for that? It is a money grab. $2.39 at Costco. It's $11 cheaper than mine, and still a lot. I agree. Sucks at $300. No way ever. Too much good bourbon out there, and that's why, like, I saw the Michter's 10-year yesterday. I saw it for $250, the same price. It's a lower proof. It could be older, but like, this economy isn't. Every whiskey can be $250. You know. It's just not. I don't think. Cox Jr. versus Lusty Claw. Kobe. Cox Jr. kills it every time. Lowest price on secondary is $5.79. For what? $5.79 for what? Not for King of Kentucky small batch. Why don't I flip stuff? At this point? I might flip stuff and do a friggin' profit share with my people. Oh, lowest. Oh, wait, no, that's not right. That's just, okay. I thought for a second you're talking about the state minimum for regular King of Kentucky. King of Kentucky versus Calumet 16? Calumet 16? That's a good video. Do I have the 16 open still? If not, listen, the funny thing is, if I don't have a Calumet 16 open, it'll cost me $140 for a bottle of amazing, delicious, super aged Barton awesome distillate. I might have one open around here somewhere. Is there one? Well, that's a good video. And putting it through my Porter AI mind, that would be a good comparison. Calumet 16 is still the same proof, 4 years older and $100 cheaper. At least. But Kooky Cats, that's an amazing recommendation. Thank you. I'm going to put that through Matt's thought process and see if I remember it. I just slap an umbrella on face. Like, if you have I've heard of like when I worked in the like consumer entertainment industry, like home theater stuff, televisions, like home theater, home electronics, home audio, home security, stuff like that. We had like what we called like tent pole stores, and then we had what the hell do we call the friggin' name? My brain, I swear to goodness, I wish my brain worked. Flagpole? Flagship. The flagship store. The flagship store was like the store that was the best store. It was we had the best stuff. It was like the flagship part of your brand is like, this is the amazing thing. Then there are like the tent poles that like set everything up. You can't water down the flagship. The King of Kentucky should always be the absolute, like it's the best. The fact that they're willing to water that name down is concerning. Like, what if, because like in the game of life, you get married and that person is your husband or wife. You just like, and you swear, like you spend so much money for this ceremony and party afterwards. But this ceremony, like you're in front of a man or a woman who represents God. And they're like, I am here on behalf of God because God is super busy, like Bruce Almighty answering prayers. And he doesn't have time to be here today. But I'm here to represent God. And you chose to bring one other person in front of me who's representing God. If you don't believe in God, just imagine it's everything. You brought one person in front of everything that matters to the deepest places of your soul. And you invited the closest people you can imagine, your family, your friends, and you promised every single one of them that you will love and cherish this one person for the rest of your life, when you don't even know what life means. But no matter what they do, no matter the problems you run into, no matter what, you're in this together. And you wanted everybody here to acknowledge that. And when you leave, everyone's like, damn, it's true love. But times get tough, and you introduce wife small batch. Wife small batch. There's no wife small batch. You can't make a wife small batch, let alone 3 of them in the same year. Can you imagine that? If I was like, babe, hey, I know that whatever I told you was, and everyone looked up to this relationship because it's great, but hear me out. We could make a few extra bucks if I had a few side pieces that I just call wife small batch. They're a little younger. Doesn't matter, right? People will understand. They'll give us money for our, wedding. What do you call it? When you ask for stuff from Target. You know what I mean. They'll get us stuff from Target. That's not the way the world works. You have one king of Kentucky, and that's the king. You might have some side pieces. Not me. Not anybody I respect. But you never call them the king. You just probably call them on Snapchat or something weird. Some sort of like thing that deletes the shit that you talk to them with immediately. Because if the public found out that they weren't the king of Kentucky, but you were advertising them as such, they wouldn't be happy with you about it. They would not be. What they would do is cancel you, and it would be great. So just think about that, Brown Foreman, before you release the next round. What you should do is issue an apology. We should have never did it. It was a mistake. And we love King of Kentucky's single barrel more than we've ever loved it. And we will repent for our mistakes. Sorry for this interruption. That's all I got. That's all I got for this live stream. I love you all so much. 2 videos minimum this week. And if that doesn't happen, then I owe Travis Robeson a back massage with an oil of his choice. 2 videos minimum this coming week. Minimum. Stasis ran for the skirmish video. I mean, it's true. It's really true. Gift registry. Yeah, Target. Everybody wants a little Target body wash. But nothing you use can wash off the fact that you just fudged everything up. She deserves better. But she'll get half. She'll at least get half. I'm out of here. Love you all so much. Thank you for tuning in. I think we covered everything. By the way, if you're not a Barrel King Gold member, you should be. There were, and I'm not joking, people bitching about the prices of Barrel King bottles. Oh, it's too expensive. Blah, blah, blah. There were $125 plus shipping from Barrel King if you're a gold member. If you're not a gold member, you can become a gold member and then just cancel. All of you out there pretend to be super smooth and sly. You're like, I can go wait in line at this distillery and buy a bottle of whatever and then flip it for this much and make whatever, how much money, but you're not smart enough to just buy a bottle of something that tastes great and then cancel your membership immediately afterwards if that is what you choose to do after receiving said bottle. I'm not telling you to do that, but what I'm telling you is that's possible, and it's way easier than standing in line for 16 hours. You just got to make a phone call and talk to a girl on the other side of the phone who will cry if you cancel. But you're tough and you can do it. I have a straight bourbon coming out from Barrel King. It was originally slated for next month. It might be after. It depends on how we decide to drop things, but it's a 12 Summers competitor, I believe. I haven't tasted them side by side, but I am so happy with it. Also a Fantasy Collection blend. There were people buying 12 Summers for a ridiculous amount of money through unicorn auctions, and I imagine they're the same people bitching about the price that they paid. So just pay normal price. And if it's not worth it, then I'll hear it. And I'll apologize. But I think that a lot of the shit, if not most and all of the shit that we do, is worth the price. If it's not worth the price, then tell me. If it is worth the price, then tell me by not telling me. And that's a lot of what I've heard. Is nothing. 12 Summers, Kobe. 12 Summers. Or did I say springs? What's not 12 springs? Usually, they only cry when I don't cancel. Oh, Coates, they're begging you to cancel? What did you do? Oh, yeah, by the way, it's a pregnant girl you're making cry. Dude, trash her. That's hilarious. You can cancel at any time. All you got to do is call direct and talk to a pregnant girl who's about to give birth literally any second. And tell her. That's the funniest shit, Chris, that I've heard in a long time. That's really funny. All right, I'm out of here. I chose one, if not two, backbone barrels. One of them I think is slightly ahead of the other. I gotta make sure. The Jack Daniel's stuff, 14 years awesome, 12 years damn good. The 10-year might be my favorite, even though we can find that flavor profile elsewhere. Looks like I'm doing a King's Family Distillery pick, and they got a 10-year. I haven't tried their other stuff, but their 10-year source stuff is amazing. And if none of the other things I find are better than that, I'll do that, because the price I saw on that is honestly perfect. What else? I love you, and that'll never change. And if it does change, it's because of you, not me. And why did you do that to me? It hurts. It hurts a lot, like ending the stream, but sometimes you just gotta pull the plug. I'll see you next Friday. 2 videos before that, otherwise sensual massage to Travis Robeson with whatever oil he chooses. So I gotta do it. At least 2. If I do 3 videos, then I have to tell him that he can't rub me, and it'll hurt his feelings. And I'd like to do that. So my goal is 3. I'm out of here. Good night, everyone. See you later. Hugs and kisses. Matt Madness coming soon. Feels good to be back. Thank you for watching this 2-hour and 40-minute live stream. Good night.